Demented forever. Jamie, Brian, Batman. Horror fan tonight. One of us. One of us.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Hell yeah. Welcome back to another wonderful edition of Demented Forever. Yes, it's Friday. We're back and we're here to entertain me because that's what it's about. Hey, we got Brian, the director. We've got Jamie Kuhn music and a couple of fellows also from the horror community. We got Michael Felsher and Dead Michael back again. I'll let them tell you where you can find them on that internet and their handles and what have you. Guys, thank you so much for being on. How the hell are you?
Go ahead, Felsher.
It is, what is it? January 23rd, Friday, as we record this. And most of the nation is freezing their balls off, if they have them, if they still have them. And other parts are not as bad, but we've got two guests in the Midwest. I'm sorry, Felsher, what part of the country are you?
Detroit, Michigan.
Detroit, Midwest. Okay.
Yep. Yeah.
All right. So, yeah, is that which lake are you getting that lake effect?
All of them.
Oh. All right. Well, Dead Michael he just gets Lake Michigan, and that's bad enough. We're lucky. We just have the Pacific Ocean, but it doesn't really get that cold here. That's why I moved from Chicago. But hey,
smart man.
Well,
It's 57 degrees. I already told you this.
Okay,
and
again, I don't need to hear that again.
I'm going to
It's
say
8 degrees where I am. So
What?
Yeah,
It's what now?
8 degrees.
Oh, that sounds like heaven right now to me.
Yeah, you must be burning up.
Yeah.
It says that it feels like a -12, but you know who really fucking knows?
Well, with the wind chill factor, it's minus. Oh, shut up.
Yeah. Oh, the participation.
It
Brian,
sounds.
you're in
like,
Texas, right? Or...
I'm in Boston.
Oh, my bad. Okay.
yeah. Why do you think he sounds so cheery? He does enunciate his R's correctly, except when he's around other massholes. But
That's right.
But hey,
out.
this is one of those weekends where you find yourself a buddy or a loved one, and you just cuddle up and watch some horror all weekend and stay warm.
Said no one fucking
I have no
ever.
one to cuddle with nearby at all.
Yeah, same here. But
well, I have my cat, but even he's running around like a bullshit. I'm gonna go get warm somewhere else. I don't blame him.
Aww.
Well, there's apps that I can use, but that's just it's a timed situation. But you know what? Let's move on.
Isn't that for like a payment service by looking at the timing though?
Exactly. It works. It works. So there. All right. Dead Michael, you've been on before, and we appreciate you being back. So I'm going to start with Felsher. All right. What's your relation to the horror community, and what makes you think you're good enough to be a horror fan? Like that's as riveting as I get.
That's one of the worst opening questions I have ever received. And it's like, justify your existence.
Justify it now.
It's like, who are you, and why are you worthy to be on this particular broadcast? I don't know.
When did you realize you're a horror
You're
fan?
awesome, sir.
What did it take?
I run my own company called Resurrected Pictures. I've been doing it for a little over 20 years now, and I've produced over 300 different Blu-ray and DVD and 4K special editions of horror movies, basically, for the most part. And I've also got my own label now, Red Shirt Home Video, which I do through Synapse Films. And we released Trick or Treat not long ago, and we're getting ready to release Hunter's Blood, and we're getting ready to do Angel of Heat with Marilyn Chambers, and Hearts of Darkness, the making of the Final Friday, and also Fright Night 2 and Hello Mary Lou Prom Night 2. There's a whole bunch of them coming up. So that's what I'm working on right now.
Love Mary Lou Prom Night 2.
Me too.
Yes.
I'm a big fan.
Yeah, I do.
Better than the original.
I agree.
It is. Brian, I think there's a picture. You might have been sent this
Friday
morning.
night to show that photo.
Oh yeah, we did that. I did that last night. Unexpectedly, I wasn't planning on doing that, but and it's funny, it's hilarious. It as I expected, the reaction has been all over the map, which is exactly what I thought it was going to be. It was like, some love cover A, some love cover B, some love cover C, some don't like any of them. Some are, and it's like, you should have done this, you should have done that. And it's like, look,
That's why you turn off the comments section.
and I learned that when I worked at Anchor Bay years ago. You could come up with what you think is the best artwork of all time, and there's still going to be people going, well, I'm not buying that. It's like, okay.
But they still buy it.
Of course, that's the thing. They still
what I
do,
mean?
yeah. And it's not like you don't want to listen to people or disregard what they're saying, because sometimes the community can kind of turn you around on something. But some of the comments have seemed a little bit snarky. It's like, well, that's not how I would have done it. And it's like, well, you're not doing it, so I don't know. You can't get cut. You can't really. I don't chime in on the forums or any of that stuff. Like I go on Blu-ray.com just for the entertainment. But I never post in there because it's just like, oh God, it's just a free for all.
Yes, thank you, Internet. The best and mostly worst thing that ever happened to the world.
Yep.
Oh man, so Anchor Bay. What were some of your favorite titles with them? Did you do the same thing? As you do with your own?
No, I did a lot of different stuff there. I wasn't really doing the special features and stuff. David Gregory was handling a lot of that, and then later Perry Martin. But I did a lot of different stuff. I worked in acquisitions. I worked in marketing. I helped get materials together for the graphics department. I wrote liner notes. I appeared at conventions representing the company. I answered the emails. I helped do the website. It was like a utility infielder. I did a lot of stuff there. But I worked on a lot of the really great releases that we did there over the years. I mean, some of the best ones were Near Dark, and then the Evil Dead Book of the Dead. That was a big, long thing. And then the Dawn of the Dead Ultimate Edition, Day of the Dead. It was like 5 years there where we put out a lot of really great stuff. And I got to work on a lot of really amazing projects, meet a lot of amazing people.
Did you work on Bad Dreams? Were you there for that?
That was after I left. Because we got the Fox deal right after as I was leaving. The last one I worked on there was Freaked. Their release of Freaked.
Oh, wow. Oh, nice.
But which has since been bettered immensely by the Umbrella box set that came out not long ago. But that was the last thing that I actually did any work on for them while I was still working there.
Cool.
Yeah,
Michael, I was going to ask how big a customer we were, or are you still with
Anchor
Felsher's?
Bay or
whatever.
I got his Trick or Treat one. I cheapened out and got the DVD, but it still looks really good. Like
Yeah,
the
well, it's
sound,
gonna look. Yeah, it's gonna look a lot better than what was out there before. Which was
yeah,
awful.
out there before was bad.
Yeah.
It looks really good on DVD too if you do decide to cheapen out, but it sounds good.
Yeah, I appreciate the patronage. There we go. Yeah. Oh,
Yeah.
you put it in an orange case.
Yep.
That was a good idea. I wish we were able to
Nice.
do that.
Smart. Coolness. Felsher, what's your presence now at conventions? Do you still go for work or for fun
Both.
or both?
And I don't go to as many as I used to. But there's still reliable ones like Cinema Wasteland. I'm at every one of those, and then I'll be at Living Dead Weekend in June, which is looking like it's going to be the last of the conventions to be held at the Monroeville Mall before they start knocking it down next year.
I know. I haven't even gotten to go to that, and I'm like,
So many. My parents lived out in Pittsburgh for 25 years, and it never even occurred to me to look
I
for
first
the
went there in
goddamn
'94. I made a trip all the way up to Pittsburgh just to go to the mall, and it was like our horror fans' pilgrimage to Mecca, pretty much. And I actually cried when I got there because it was like I've been worshiping Dawn of the Dead for so many years, and to be there. And at that time in '94, the mall still really felt like it did a lot like it did back in 77, 78 when they made the movie. Because the railings were the same, the light fixtures, the bank was still there, the fountains, all that stuff was all still there. And then, over the years, they've updated things and changed a lot of stuff around. But, and like the pennies was still where it was, the escalator, the elevators, all that. But, but it's still, it's sad that it's happening. And I'm of two minds about it because on the one hand, I understand why the mall is not doing the business that it used to. It's kind of a drag on the economy in Monroeville.
Yeah.
And it's a huge piece of property. So I can understand a better utilization of that land. I understand that, but they filmed Dawn of the Dead there. You know, it's
Yeah.
like I don't want it to, but it's hard to come up with any other argument other than, but they filmed Dawn of the Dead there.
I know.
You know, and so I get why it's happening. I know how George would feel about it. If George had heard about this, he would have gone. And if I gone up to George and told him, George, Walmart bought the Monroeville Mall, they're going to knock it down and it's going to go away. I can tell you right now, I can picture George going, Mike, what are you going to do?
Mm.
You know,
You say the Steelers would hate for that to happen. They love that mall.
That mall, I mean,
should
that
be
mall
all right
is,
that way.
The problem with the mall is and the problem with most shopping malls is, well, how do you revitalize it? What do you do with it? It's not the way those buildings are constructed. It's not easy to just turn it into something else. And some malls have managed to survive by mixing things up, or because of the area that they were in, they were able to cater to a different. Like there's a mall up here not far from where I live, that's in a very upscale part of town. And so they cater very much to like you go in there, there's nothing fun for me in that mall at all. It's like, oh look, a Gap for kids and a Restoration Hardware. Ooh, you know, there's no fun stuff to do in that mall, but for the Richies that live around there, it's great, you know. So but you know, Monroeville Mall, I mean, when the Monroeville Mall was built, there wasn't anything else around there. That was Monroeville's center of commerce. That's where everyone went. And shopping habits have changed over the years, and that mall, like so many others, has just gotten left behind.
Breaks my freaking heart whenever I walk into an old mall or hear about one. Same thing with movie theaters, unfortunately.
Oh, all the malls of my childhood are gone. The La Mirada Mall from La Mirada, California, that's long gone. And Eastland Mall in Charlotte. That's just a big crater in the ground in Charlotte. Huge piece of property. There's nothing there. Hasn't been anything there for 10 years plus. And it's just like they're gone. They're just, and then you see all these dead mall videos, which are fascinating to watch, but it's also just like these
depressing.
things used to, yeah, because it's like when I was a kid growing up, because I'm a child of the 80s, man. You know, not only was that a place to go shopping, but it was a place to go hang out with your friends. It was a place to go see. It was a social center too. And we've kind of lost that. And I think that there's something sad about that, even if I can understand why it's happened, you know.
Yeah, it's just, it sucks to see Americana fading away. Our folks had to do it too with like the drive-ins and...
Yeah, it's generational thing. You know, as time marches forward, we leave certain things behind and we embrace new things. And, you know, I don't want to become the old man on the lawn going, in my day, I remember I don't want to be that guy, but sometimes I do feel like that guy. It's like, oh, I remember when we had to go to watch a movie, we had to go out to a store and hope they had one in and, you know, Be Kind, Rewind and all that shit, you know, but now it's like you can't really explain that to people.
It's not like they're going to look up from their phones and listen anyway, unless, you know, you put that on a quick little TikTok video, but because in my day.
So now we're just grousing about the youth of today. This is going to be
youth. That's okay, Michael. Both of you, Michaels. All right. Yeah.
I don't know. I like the complaining guy. I like him better. You know, he has moxie. I'm with that.
He's got moxie, that kid. I tell you.
The way he bitches and moms. All right. So if you want to talk about the olden days, what do you think horror is doing better today than they did back then, or vice versa? Is there anything there? Is new horror worth going to the theater for, or paying to stream, or what have you? Anybody?
Mike, why don't you go ahead? I've been talking a while.
No, not really. I mean, I'm more old school. I do like. I mean, there is some. You do get some good ones once in a while, but it's few and far between. And I don't know. It like you get gems, but for every gem you get, it's just like there's a lot of bad ones. So.
Just like the '80s, but I stick with the classics myself personally.
I think we're always a little bit more emotionally attached to the ones that we were during our formative years and that we grew up with and so forth. And it's been sad to watch so many of the filmmakers that were making the movies that I was going to see. They're dying. They're leaving us.
Yes.
You know, it
Indeed
started
they are.
about 10 years ago or so with Wes Craven, then George left, and then Stuart Gordon, Toby Hooper, all these guys are gone. And
Yeah.
it's like, oh, you know,
Yeah.
it's depressing. But at the same time, I don't want to disregard the work that's being done. There's a lot of great horror movies being made every year. This last year was a very, very good year for horror, I thought. Like Weapons was one of my favorite experiences of the year. I had a great time with that.
I need to see that.
Same. It's a
Yeah.
good. I really enjoyed
Oh, it
that.
was really, and that's one of those ones where repeat viewings, it makes it even better because you really can catch a lot of things that you didn't really necessarily catch. You know, Sinners is doing very, you know, obviously doing very, very well. You know, and it's so there's always, you know, something out there that's, you know, pushing the genre forward and doing something new. And right now, I kind of like the fact there doesn't seem to be an overwhelming trend in horror right now. It's not all.
It's all over the place. Yeah.
Yeah, and that's good. I like the variety. I never was a big fan when, like, because like Scream was great, but then it ushered in all those teen kind of slasher retro flicks, and
Yeah,
that was
couple of them
fine.
are,
But
right?
and then it was J horror for a while, and then it was
Didn't care for
torture
that.
porn for a while.
Didn't care for
Found
that.
footage. Yeah.
Yeah,
Hated
found footage.
that.
Yeah, so there was all these movements, and some of them were good, but usually by the end of it, you're just like, okay, I've had enough of that.
Let's do
but the
something
eight-
different.
Yeah, I was just doing my own podcast, Spooky Picture Show, with some friends the other day, and we were talking about 1981, and we were looking at the horror films from 81. It was like, this was a really eclectic year. You had a little bit of everything that year. And yet, clearly the predominant thing that was starting to happen at that time was the slasher movie. And it was interesting to look at the slasher movies from that year and go, wow, this shit was already starting to get played out in 81. You know, I like a good 80s slasher as much as the next guy, but it wasn't the most inventive format in the world, really.
That's an easy template. Some got
Yeah.
it right, most got it wrong.
And also, it was easy to make them because you didn't need very much. You need a location, a big couple of buckets of blood and some entrails, and some guys and girls willing to get shit all over them. And that's, you know, and that's fine. But you know, again, I have a lot of nostalgia for the 80s and 80s horror, but even I have to admit, it was a lot of crap. It was.
But a lot of good crap.
But
A lot of- yeah.
But it was a lot of fun crap. That was the thing. Some of the
Yeah.
crap was a lot of fun. Most of the crap that I see these days is really not much fun.
Yeah.
You can't even have you can't even have an ironic good time with it. But
I
again,
kinda-
it's movies today, you know.
I kind of want to see Silent Hill, even though people are shitting on it.
Well, that's
I-
what we do.
Oh
That's
yeah,
all we do.
I haven't really. I wasn't a
I-
huge fan of the first one, so
I don't think I've even seen the first one.
It's not a remake and it's not a sequel. It's not based on a Japanese one.
Oh, God. All right. Okay. So
There's always hope, always, but usually it goes the other way.
yeah.
what scared you growing up? What movie or what movies franchise or what was the one that what are the couple that scared you?
You know, it's weird. The ones that scared me weren't the horror movies. I didn't really get into horror until I was about 12. That was when I started. But before that,
Same.
it was the scary scenes in other films. Like, for example, in Raiders of the Lost Ark, when they crash through the Well of Souls and the skeletons fall over Marion and the ones,
Scared the shit out of me.
I had to leave the theater. I couldn't stay there for that.
Oh,
Yeah.
And here's another weird one. In 82, Star Trek 2, the little SETI eels that go inside their
Oh.
ears and then control them for a while. The scene where they went in the ears, I couldn't be in the theater for. But the scene where they came out and you saw them come out and there was blood and everything, I had no problem with that at all. So it was just, I don't know. It was just, that was weird. But it was like them screaming and it was just like the idea of what was happening to them was just too much for me. And so I'd run out and I would listen. Okay, the scene's over. I can go back in now. And I would run back into the theater. But there was, I mean, the 80s had some fucked up scenes in movies that you would not think, as in some family film like The Dark Crystal or Return to Oz or
Yeah.
or like even like something weird like when Annie Ross's character gets turned into a robot in Superman 3. The initial moments of that are fucking terrifying. They're really weird. And then she comes out wearing this Gene Simmons fright wig, and you're like, okay, well, that kind of ruined it. But for that moment, though, it's just like, oh, this is fucked up. There was a lot of really messed up shit in 80s movies, and I love it for that, because they would just sneak it in under a PG-13 wire, and Those were the things that really got to me. It wasn't until later on. I think the horror movie that had the most kind of, I don't know, deleterious effect on my psyche was Henry Portrait of a Serial Killer.
Oh, that's
Oh, yeah.
gritty.
I
What was that,
can't. I've watched
92?
it once. I'll never watch it again. And that's
Yeah.
not a criticism of the movie. It's
No,
it's an excellent film, but like the home invasion scene,
Oh,
It's
been a
done
while.
well, yeah.
too fucking real for me. And it was just like,
Yeah.
because this shit happens,
Yeah.
you know.
I like it when he goes and gets a TV. That I don't know why that scene is awesome, but he's like, I don't want the black and white one. I want the color TV. And then
Right, right.
the guy's like, "That's $50. Why are you wasting my time?" He's all like pissed off at his storage unit. Or
It's
whatever.
it's got a really wicked sense of humor, but it's John McNaughton did a brilliant job in constructing that movie, but it's almost too effective for me. It's like I can't. So that is weird. You know, that's fine. You can have all the Jason Voorhees and Freddy Krueger's and all that stuff, and Exorcist with the pea soup and the shit flying around. I'm fine with that. But you show me something that's kind of gut level real like that, I'm
Yeah.
It's
Oh,
gonna-
yeah. I remember there's a scene on Lower Wacker Drive. Been on that many times as a kid on the Greyhound bus going to grandma's and coming back, and all the lights were green and dark down there. Now it's much more well lit, but like
right.
you could definitely get away with the kills that you saw in Henry.
Oh, I'm
Portrait of a
sure,
Serial Killer
yeah.
Back then, in that old Lower Wacker Drive, and just wow, good flick, and yeah, good choice. So Dead Michael collects physical media. Felsher, do you collect anything?
Oh yeah, lots. And I've got I don't have as much as I probably should because I realized a long time ago when I was collecting, I was buying every single thing that was coming out for movies that I'd seen and liked. But I remember the breaking point for me was a movie called Affliction with Nick Nolte and James Coburn that Paul Schrader wrote and directed. And it was a terrific movie, but it's a downer. I mean, it's a fucking And I'm like, I remember seeing in the theaters, I doubt I'll ever want to watch this again. But then I pre-ordered the DVD because, of course, I want to own it. And then I stopped and went, am I ever going to when am I ever going to watch? And once I broke myself of that, I've really been very choosy about what I choose to bring in. Because I could make an excuse for everything. But the problem is I like a lot of stuff, so I've got a lot of stuff. And also I've got copies of everything I worked on, which, like I said, is well over 300 different releases. So,
Damn.
I mean, I've got tons of, I'm fine with streaming to a point. But in terms of if it's something I really want to own and make sure I always have access to, I always buy it. Yeah.
All right, you choose. Do you tend to? I've got a ton of physical media. I got my DVDs and Blu-rays right next to me. But if it's streaming, sometimes I'll watch that, even though there's been a few changes here and there in some movies, and like I should have put the goddamn disc in.
Yeah.
And obviously, the only backlash or whatever is sometimes they'll skip. It's like, but sometimes the streaming has to like buffer up, and it's like, how do you win? How do you win? But
Yeah.
I'm glad I own what I own,
Right.
DVD, and I like DVDs. They're closer to looking like a film than the crystal clear Blu-rays where it looks like, a soap opera.
Mhm.
But maybe that's just the speed or the setting on the TV. But
Well, there's that
you guys prefer?
motion flow crap that they have on modern TVs, which makes everything look like a BBC show from the 70s, and I hate that.
Soap opera, yep.
Yeah, I hate that look. And so whenever I just got a new TV about a month and a half ago, and that was the first thing I went in. I was like, okay, where's that stupid setting? Goodbye. Because it just makes everything look like it's like a soap opera, and it's like, no, I don't want Jaws to feel like this. Thank you. No,
Yeah.
thank you.
Did you collect or did you make the cards for Masters of Horror, Felsher, at all? Like, did you?
Masters of Horror happened after I left. They
Gotcha.
closed that deal just as I was leaving, and I was pissed because like, damn, that would have been fun to work on that.
That was really
'cause-
cool.
Yeah, they put a lot into that set.
Yep.
They really
Back
did.
in my day,
Oh yeah, yeah,
I got a couple of them.
yeah. That was a cool series. I wish they could have done more of it.
nice. Yeah, I never saw those. Oh, Tobe.
I haven't seen the cards. I remember the DVDs that they did, like the
really-
box
I did.
sets.
Oh, I have that. It's like the mausoleum thing, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I have that. Yeah.
Yeah,
Nice.
they've never
This
done Blu-rays of them though. I don't think. I think they
They
did a
did
collect.
the first season, but it's
Yeah.
like 3 episodes.
Right. It was
of-
like not all of them. It wasn't.
no, there wasn't all of them.
Yeah.
What were some of the fun projects that you just had to work on after you left Anchor Bay?
Oh, I mean, they did Masters of Horror. They got The Walking Dead after that, and that was a lot of fun for the packaging and stuff. I still knew a lot of people over there that were working and stuff, but they veered away from the catalog. When I left, they were going more towards newer stuff, which I understood, but it wasn't the same. I had kind of run my course with the company by the time I left. I'd actually quit 6 months before I left, but they told me, no, stay on. We're changing. We're gonna have a place for you. We're gonna have a place for you. And then 6 months later, they let me go. So it was like, and it was time, because I was just sitting around with like it was really like that line from Office Space. It's like, I think I know more than 15 minutes of actual work during the week, and that's how and that sucks when you're part of a company where you did feel like you were part of a team and really contributing and doing cool stuff, and so that doesn't feel as rewarding. So I remember when I got called in and they said, we're phasing out your position. I'm like, yeah, okay. But they kept me, they kept me on as a consultant for 6 months, and I worked on other projects with them later. So it was the most amicable parting of the ways I think I've ever had in my life. So
Wow.
Yeah, did
that's
you get
nice.
to pack a nice big box full of?
I had so much shit. It was just like, oh my god! My office. I had all these action figures on shelves all around the wall. I mean, it was like I basically did a more advanced version of my room from high school at my office at Anchor Bay.
Nice.
I mean, I had
Hell
I
yeah.
had stuff everywhere in there. So it took me almost a week to clean it out. I said, guys, can you just give me like 3 or 4, because it's going to take a while for me to get all this shit out here. And they're like, that's fine.
Cool.
So-
What was their vault like? What kind of oldies but goodies were in there?
They had you mean like a physical vault that you could walk in to get stuff?
Yeah, like
We had the sample room, which had a little bit of everything, and there were times in there it was like the Criterion Closet, man. You'd walk in there and it was just like, what do I want to purloin? I mean, borrow today, It was, and they got raided, but there wasn't much security on that place, so a lot of stuff would go missing. It was just like, what happened to the 6 copies of the Midnight Hour? I don't know.
Yeah, they Anchor Bay. They have how many versions of Halloween did they have?
Somewhere in the neighborhood of about 45, I think. Yeah, between that and
They had
Army
a
of
PSP
Darkness
version too.
Oh God, yeah, the PSP. What a weird format that was. That was just like, why would they even bother? I never understood that, but yeah, we did. God, how many repackages? Army of Darkness was the one that we did, and I'll never forget the Screwhead edition that we did, which was just a repackage of the limited edition 2-disc director's cut and theatrical. We only did 2 discs for Army of Darkness, but we just repackaged the shit out of it over and over and over again. And we were coming up short one year. Our 4th quarter was coming up short. So what can we do? Can we repackage Army of Darkness? Okay, fine. And we sent out a shit ton of them to the stores, the Screwhead edition repackage. And our marketing manager was having a conversation. Well, what? I mean, we're sending this out there, and it's just a repackage of what we've already done. It's like, yeah, but we'll sell it now. But yeah, we're going to get returns next quarter. It's like, well, that's next quarter's problem. I was like, okay. Except they didn't come back. They ordered more. It kept selling. So it was like, well, that's just supply and demand then.
It's been working for Star Wars for decades.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. My favorite story on that was we did one. I don't know if you remember, they did the director's cut by itself, but we called it the bootleg edition, and we just packaged it to look like
In a bag, yeah.
Yeah,
In a
and then
bag. I had that.
even the label looked like a DVD-R, and it was like handwritten Army of Dark. I went to Motor City Comic Con here, which is like the big Comic Con event here, and I'm walking by a bootlegger's table, and they had bootlegged the bootleg edition, and they were charging $10 more for it than we were at retail.
Wow.
And it was like, I almost
people
bought
are
it just so
buying
I
it.
could bring it back and go, I don't know if they're in on the joke or they don't get the joke. I don't know what's going on. This is the most fucking hilarious thing. I could have gone to them and said, come on, guys. But I was just like, the brass-plated balls on these motherfuckers. This is awesome.
Nice.
Oh yeah.
That's fucking cool.
Pretty amazing. I
So,
Yeah.
we're,
Was there a title that did like way better than you thought it was going to? That one aside.
They all did. I mean, there were ones that, like Near Dark was a big one for us because we had to convince the people that owned it that they actually owned it, because the rights at that point had reverted to a European company, and they didn't know they owned it. And it was a situation, and I knew they owned it. So I kept telling Jay Douglas, our VP of acquisitions, who is sadly no longer with us, I said, keep working on studio canals. So keep working on them. They own it. They just don't know it. Trust me on this. Trust me on this. And it finally came down to, I think someone had to go into a basement somewhere and brush off a box that was like stored in the warehouse, like at the end of Raiders of the Lost Ark, and find the records. Like, oh shit, we do own this. And it took like a year. It took them a year. And then we came out with it. We really made a big deal out of it. The sales force really got behind it. We ended up selling like a couple 100,000 copies of it. I mean, it was huge success for us. So I've always taken a little tiny bit of the credit for the whole team of people that worked on that for reintroducing that movie to the public, because it had been out of print for such a long time before that.
I have it. I think it's out of print again. Like
It's been out of print for a while now because it's slipped through the cracks again.
Yeah.
So I'm hoping at some point it comes back, because that one needs a 4K restoration big time. That's a great movie.
Yeah, I got that one on
absolutely.
PSP too.
See, another PS. Why do you have all these PSPs?
I was collecting the Anchor Bay ones.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, there's quite a few.
Yeah, they did Dawn, Halloween,
Yep.
Near Dark, Evil Dead was one they did.
Yep.
Yeah.
Dead
hey, what do those
Breakfast.
go for on the secondary market?
I mean, it depends if they're like 20 to 30.
That's
depending on
my
what it is.
poster. Oh, by the way, that's on Hills Have Eyes. They use my poster. They scanned my poster from Hills Have Eyes to create the cover for Hills Have Eyes.
That's awesome.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Look at that. You're saving them money just like that.
Yes.
But the PSP version?
Yeah,
Yep.
Hellraiser. Yeah. God, we had a lot of great titles, man.
Well, what are some of your favorite titles currently? I mean,
Of
The-
like what?
your own company.
Oh, well, I mean, I love everything I've bought out, and I suggest you all buy one.
Where can we
Yeah.
find
Yep.
these?
Well, Trick or Treat's available pretty much anywhere. You can go on
Yep.
Amazon.
Amazon.
Yeah, you can go ahead. That's all over the place. And it'll be the same with the other. Although initially, like, they'll be available through Synapse Films or Diabolic or Orbit or somewhere like that. And then the regular editions will find their way to the other retailers. It's all online or in, like, specialty stores these days, because, the major, Best Buy doesn't carry this shit anymore.
Yeah.
A lot of the big retailers, Target, Walmart, they're really cutting back on the physical media, which
Yeah,
I think is incredibly short-sighted, but, that's
Yep.
not a big part of their bottom line anyway, so.
In my day, they had whole stores dedicated just for that in the mall.
I remember them stores, man. God, oh my God.
Yeah, it was really weird going into Target and like it's just all electronics now, where the DVDs
Right.
and movie section
Yeah.
used to be. But they
It's
started
like a
bringing
lo-
back vinyl.
Yeah, vinyl's come back in a big way, and I'm kind of like, I don't quite get it, because it's like, well, most of a lot of the music that they're re-releasing on vinyl was digitally mastered in the first place. It was recorded digitally, so you're not. I don't know what you're getting out of the vinyl. I mean, it's just like, it seems a little bit silly to me, but whatever. I
Yeah.
get it.
They're going to tell you what they told me. Just be quiet and let us Gen Zers do our thing.
Fair enough. Hey, whatever.
Oh,
Hey
but you're
man,
doing it
cassettes
wrong.
are coming back. Cassettes are coming back.
Okay, that's just stupid.
That's
I'm not kidding you. They're coming back. Like
Audio cassettes were I never collected audio cassettes because you had to fast forward and rewind. It was a pain in the ass. They
get moldy,
broken
probably just like VHS.
so easily. And once they pop and break on your favorite song, that's it. You're fucked. You're done.
Yeah.
Oh, I taped my shit right back together. I unscrewed that fucker and I taped it back.
And the same with videotapes. I did so much videotape triage. I was a VHS surgeon. You could have blindfolded me, and I could take one apart and disassemble it and then put it back together. I actually did that for a while at a video distributor I worked for in the late '90s, which was the halfway point between the studios and the video stores, and it was great because I was in charge of all the posters and all
Oh,
that
man,
stuff
that's
that was
awesome.
coming in. But at one point I would go in and do, oh, this tape broke. Can you fix it? And you just get the tools out and go, it's got a heartbeat. We can fix this. And then you would cannibalize pieces of tape, other tapes. Like, I need a thingamabob around the thingamajoo. I was like, I got one of those, and it's like, and it's you could Frankenstein something together pretty easily. But yeah,
I didn't even realize that was a thing until recently.
Oh yeah, and there's actually, I mean, because a lot of problems with like tapes now, if they're not stored properly, they get mold in them pretty seriously.
I didn't know
Mhm.
that.
And
They
they
do.
actually have devices now where you can pull the tape spools out, and clean the mold off. It's like an
And-
automated process to clean
A
the mold
cheap
off.
way to do is just to use an old VCR.
Yeah,
You
that
open
you
the
don't
top
give a
up.
shit. Yeah, you don't
Yeah.
really. Yeah, yeah. Because
Well,
that's the thing.
VCRs are expensive these days. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah,
Good
well,
luck
if you want to
finding
get a
one.
good one, yeah. If you really want to
I
get,
can
because
find
I've got a really nice one. I've got like a studio grade Panasonic that I use because I have to
Nice.
transfer stuff off of VHS all the time.
To be honest, I see probably 3 or 4 of them at Goodwill all the time.
Mhm.
And they'll give
Really?
you- yeah,
That's
they'll
right.
give you
Mine.
they'll give you a 3-day guarantee. So if it doesn't work or you have issues, just bring it back. So,
Most of the thrift stores up here are not like that. They're just like, hey, you buy it. Once you walk out, tough luck. I don't care
It's
if it
done.
bursts into flames.
Yeah.
It doesn't, good luck, fucker. Because we're giving it to you for $5. So, take a chance, will you?
Yeah, I couldn't find any out here. I had to go to shitty neighborhoods in Phoenix to.
It used to be like
find
20 years ago, they were, piled up high. You could buy like 10 in
Yeah,
any
you
store.
build a fort.
Yeah.
yeah,
But
I mean,
now it's,
Well,
Blu-ray
people used to
players.
throw them away.
yeah.
Blu-ray players, you can get those $3 to $5 out here. They're there all the time.
Oh,
Like,
yeah.
so-
Those are very common now.
very common.
Yeah.
Well,
But yeah,
it's
VHS. I see people grading their VHS tapes. I'm like, Jesus Christ.
yeah,
Really?
Yeah.
All right.
I've seen that
I don't-
multiple times
I
with
don't get
'cause
that.
I've actually, my husband and I, when we went to a garage sale, we found a few VHS tapes that were still sealed, like from A
Mm.
Nightmare on Elm Street.
Oh, wow.
I had I had I think 1 and 4 that were still sealed.
You might be able to retire on those at this point because those
Keep
You
things-
know?
Keep them sealed because they probably are moldy underneath. To be
Yeah.
honest, once you take that film off, it's just that moisture stuck. I've
Yeah,
noticed that
no.
with-
It's I don't even
It's yeah.
play my VHS. They're more display pieces at this point
Yep.
because I always love the cover art.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. It's like when Brian takes off his shirt. It's like, oh, shouldn't have done that.
Depends on the circles. Yeah.
Right. Yeah. Ooh,
Don't lie, Mike. You like that?
Ah, it's a
But
yearn.
yeah, it's really interesting. Like I was telling the guys, like my mom, she was a big collector of VHS horror films,
Mm.
and that was just something we did when we grew up. She'd just go to all the VHS stores, and they'd have like a bin of used VHS. She'd buy whatever. She didn't even see the movie. She'd buy them, and she had something crazy like, I don't know, like 1,200 or something like that. She'd like a lot of VHS
Damn.
tapes. And when we all moved out, she got tired of them, and she just put them in a garage sale for 50 cents each.
Oh, God.
And didn't even remotely, she didn't even tell me. Like, I didn't even know this. And I specifically remember her having a notebook because she used to keep track of everything she owned so she wouldn't buy two.
Smart.
But yeah, she was like, well, you guys all have left. You're grown. I don't have a space for them anymore.
They
That's one of
do
the
take up a
garage
lot of space. Yeah.
Yeah,
but
they did.
still.
My collection certainly did. But I remember I liquidated my collection at one point because I was transitioning over to DVD, and a video wholesaler bought them for like pennies on the dollar. It was,
Yeah.
I mean, back then, they saw no value in it whatsoever. I was lucky to get what I got. Now, if I could travel back in time, that shit's probably worth thousands of dollars.
Yeah.
Because I kept mine
Especially-
in really good shape. I was always really careful with them. But
Especially
like
the
that
80s
with-
horror stuff.
Nintendo games are the same way too. Some of them.
Oh, and oh god, that's just
Well,
Just
that's like my Star Wars action figures. I was an idiot when I was a kid. I played with my action figures.
what?
Yeah. All my action figures didn't have. It looked like the action figure mafia had come for them because all their thumbs were missing. Because all the like I would get a Star Wars figure and instantly the guns, the blasters, the lightsabers would instantly go missing.
Yeah.
So they would. I don't know where they have. There's a big pile of them somewhere.
And they're more expensive to replace than some of the figures.
I know, it's ridiculous. So
Didn't they did like another line of those though, I think, but they're not as cool, but they look similar. They did.
Yeah.
well, yeah, because when Star Wars, not a few years ago, they went and did like, I don't know if they went and got the original molds or whatever, but they did a line of the original Kenner run of the Star Wars figures in that style, and I'm like, why are you making them look like shit? They looked like dog shit back then, but that's all we had, and we
all
were
we
grateful
had.
for it.
Love them.
But-
Still love them. I have the ones I played with.
Yeah, yeah.
Again.
Like those reaction action figures. It was like,
Yep,
what,
those are
don't
it.
you want a shitty looking pinhead? No, I don't want a shitty looking pinhead. No,
Like,
it's-
yeah, I've got my Dracula.
yeah. See those things like, and then I
The
see people.
artwork's cool.
Yeah, the artwork. That's the best thing about it. The figures themselves are dog crap because it's like, hey, isn't this? Remember when you had these back in the '80s? Yeah, and they sucked, and now we can do them better. But whatever. Whatever. Nostalgia. Yeah.
Speaking of like good horror
True.
movies that are newer, I would say like the X movie was pretty good. Like X and
Mhm.
Maxine and Pearl.
Yeah.
Those were
I like-
fun.
Maxine. Maxine was
like
my
Maxine.
favorite of the three.
Hmm.
But I loved all three of them. They absolute my favorite movies. Yeah, they were just great. Did you guys end up seeing the Silent Night, Deadly Night reboot? Because I
have
didn't.
not.
I haven't
want
seen it
to.
yet. I want
Me
to.
neither.
I haven't.
refuse.
I like they cast the guy from Halloween Ends. It was a good choice.
He's a good actor, yeah.
He is. Yeah.
He's really
But
nice
don't-
to his fans too, because he was at all the Halloween convention that we had out here,
Oh,
the
okay.
anniversary one, and he was extremely nice to all of his fans. It was really
Well,
cool.
he was the best thing about Halloween Ends, and I just felt bad. I wish they had introduced
Mm-hmm.
that character 2 movies before, so we could have gotten to know him a little bit. But I got a lot of problems with those movies, but I don't want to get into that.
That was gonna be my question. Do you enjoy the new Halloween trilogy?
Fuck no, I did not. I had so many problems with that trilogy. It was just like, because and just right off the bat, just one thing. Jamie Lee Curtis, Laurie Strode's character arc is completely ass backwards across the course of those 3 movies. It doesn't make any sense whatsoever. Because since Halloween 2 didn't exist, Michael Myers was a one-night only thing. Now, traumatic, yes, her friends were killed, he tried to kill her. I can see how that would screw her up. But we're supposed to believe this woman, at some point, had a family, had a kid, went to PTA meetings, raised a child. The one we meet is a Looney Tunes nut job who's booby-trapped her house Home Alone style, doesn't talk to anybody, is just known as that psycho granny that lives down the street. It's like, okay. But then in Halloween Kills, Michael Myers is back. He's killing people. He kills her daughter at the end of that movie, and then Michael Myers disappears. Prior to that, he had been locked up, so she knew where he was. But at the end of Halloween Kills, he just fucking vanishes, and no one knows where he is. And then at the beginning of Halloween Ends, she's like Susie fucking Homemaker, happily making like fucking. It's like, wait, wow. Shouldn't that have been you in the first movie? And
That
then
makes
Yeah.
good sense.
you should be crazy grandma. And that,
Yeah.
and I like the idea of the kid in what was the kid's name in
Corey.
Corey. Interesting idea, but it's too late to introduce him in the third movie. Set him up in the first movie as like a good guy, and then the tragic incident happens to him in the second film, and he's kind of conflicted, and then he turns to the dark side in the third one. That could have been great.
Sounds
Yeah.
better.
Yeah, it could have been great, but
so many
and then don't
problems.
have Michael Myers just sitting in a sewer for most of the last movie going, and then the whole that ending in Halloween Ends, I will never forgive it for. It's just like, all right, we've killed Michael Myers and impaled him on he's dead, and then their idea was, okay, so Laurie's basically, all right, grab his body, let's strap him to the top of my car. Let's drive real slowly through town, and hey, everybody, text everybody, let everybody know to go meet out at the big junkyard, which should be a crime scene right now because there's like 3 dead bodies out here. But whatever, we'll get to that later. So everyone meets out there. Bring your kids, bring everybody. Let's go. We're gonna, and then they get out there. The whole town's gathered around her, and she stands up. All right, this is Michael Myers. I fucking killed him, and now because I'm involving all of you, technically you're all accomplices to murder. But whatever. We're just gonna feed this old man into a wood chipper, and so just everybody watch. We're good. We're good. And the kids, make sure your kids watch because they want to have therapy later. So they put the kid through they put him through the fucking wood chipper, and then it's like, all right, everybody go home and don't ever say anything about this except for me because I'm gonna write a book about this whole thing. And then cut to she's at home, everything's fine. And Michael Myers' mask is just sitting on her fucking coffee table like a happy little memento of all the good times she had. And it's like, what the who the fuck was? Oh God, that was so stupid. I was just sitting there the whole time like, I mean, you gotta be kidding me with this.
I thought 2018 started off pretty good. I liked the first one.
The first one was the best of the 3, but then
it was Jamie good.
Yeah, but then by the end of it, you're just like, okay. And then, but then Halloween Kills. As soon as the Evil Dies Tonight shit started, I'm like, okay, well, all right.
That was ill-advised.
And then I just love at the end. I love at the end. Michael Myers is in the neighborhood, and all the people in the neighborhood with their clubs and guns, and no guns. They didn't bring any guns because no one has guns in Middle America.
Like
Iron.
Yeah, the Iron Lady, yeah, all that shit. They all line up in a row to tackle Michael Myers one-on-one. It's like, next.
Did you guys not watch 80s Kung Fu movies?
This is the dumbest fucking thing. And yeah, there was just, oh my God. So yeah, I was not I don't know if it's coming across, but I wasn't really a huge fan.
Hey, you're in good company.
I thought you were into it. Yeah.
No, not really. No. And I've never been a huge Michael Myers guy. I realized that some years ago which is weird because I'm a huge Jason Voorhees fan, and there's been some repetition with those. But like with Michael Myers, I just never felt there was anything more to do after the first movie. And and it really is when you look at at least Jason went to space.
Well, I mean, I
love Jason X.
You got Loomis, getting everyone stirred up throughout all those movies.
And this goes to show you how good Donald Pleasance was as Loomis, how much people loved him as Loomis. No one said shit when he came back in Halloween 4, despite the fact it's fucking ridiculous that he came back. Because he was literally French kissing the oxygen tank at the end of fucking Halloween 2. I mean, the fact that he just comes back with a little, egg on his face.
He had 2 scars.
Yeah.
And a limp. I'm fine.
And no one's just like, dude, you must be a fucking Terminator. There's no goddamn way you're still alive.
Hey, man, it was great how he's throwing people around and he's yelling at them. I love that.
Oh, yeah. It's just, I mean, it's just...
No regard.
Dr. Loomis.
Yeah, but because we love Dr. Loomis, we love Donald Pleasance, we're like, all right, I'm going to overlook the fact that you're clearly an extraterrestrial of some kind.
Who blows up a hospital. I don't even, there's a maternity ward just a few yards away from here.
Oh, like 40 babies died, I'm sure. There was just like, he took a, I mean, there's a whole lot of people, there's a lot of cancer patients who was probably just got completely wiped out. But yeah, I mean, the Halloween movies is basically Halloween 1, Michael Myers returns to Haddonfield and kills a bunch of people. Halloween 2, Michael Myers is still in Haddonfield, still killing a lot of people. Halloween 4, Michael Myers comes back to town and kills a lot of people. What about Halloween 5? Well, Michael Myers comes back 1 year later and he kills a bunch of people. What about Halloween 6? A few years later, Michael Myers is back in Haddonfield and he's killing a lot of people. What about Halloween H2O? Well, Michael Myers goes to Northern California and he's trying to kill a lot of the same people, and then he dies. Oh, okay. What about Halloween Resurrection? Well, it turns out he's not dead, and he just went back to Haddonfield and killed a lot of really annoying people. And I was like, okay, well, what about Rob Zombie's Halloween? Well, fucking Michael Myers comes back to fucking Haddonfield and fucking kills a lot of fucking people really fucking horribly. Well, what about Halloween 2? Bleh, bleh. Michael Myers, what the fuck? There's a horse, and I don't know what the fuck. And then the new trilogy. Michael Myers comes back to kill a lot of people. What about Halloween Kills? That night, he's still killing a lot of people. What about Halloween Ends? Well, he kind of kills some people. But then Corey kills some people, and then he gets killed and fit into a wood chipper. Wow. That's
This is
That's a series. That's some creativity right
yeah,
there.
sounds a lot like my act. I'm glad I'm not the only one. I'm just paying attention. All right. So, all right, you two. Here's a question for. Okay, what bad horror films would you guys remake, and what changes, if
Oh.
any, would you make? Let's Dead Michael. What do you? Let's.
Yeah, I need a moment to think about that one.
Yeah, I need to think on that.
A bad
Besides the-
movie?
Besides that Halloween trilogy.
Yeah,
Just-
that's one I would have redone. Yeah, I mean, I would,
we're
or I would
talking
have done.
80s when there was just for every good one like today there was 5 to 10 bad ones.
You know what movie I really like from the 80s?
Good.
Is The Stuff.
Oh, yeah.
Have you guys
That
ever
one
seen
could
that
be
movie?
that one would be a good one to remake because I think you could do some really interesting stuff with that. I never
Yeah.
thought the stuff really went the full potential with that idea. It was
Yeah.
funny, but it was like, because Larry Cohen was really good at coming up with concepts.
Yeah.
He was a great conceptualist. He would just, like I just watched Phone Booth not long ago. It's like, okay, guy's stuck in a phone booth. He can't leave the phone booth. What do you do? It's like, oh, that's cool. And the stuff was a really great idea, but it was like, he didn't take it quite far enough. And I think that one would be a great one to remake. That's a great choice, I think, actually. That's the one of the ones I would go with.
Yeah, they could go back, and I know they already did a remake of it, but do the original
did?
Psycho.
They did?
Oh,
Yeah, the Psycho film. Psycho.
Oh,
original.
That was
got it.
Gus Van Sant, right?
Yeah. They had Vince Vaughn do it, which was not good.
It's
So-
Vaughn and Heish.
Yeah.
They need to redo that one. I feel like that one.
I don't think we need another it was interesting. I give Gus Van Sant a lot of credit for. There's that old film theory about if you take the same script and comparable actors and match the shots can you recreate a great film? And the obvious answer was, well, no. But he proved it. No, you can't.
Yeah.
I
And
think too they need to bring it back in color if they don't do that. Like just do a colored version, the black and white version. I don't know. I would like to see that.
No.
Gotcha.
I don't know. I don't know if I'd want to see another Psycho movie made.
I didn't want to see Halloween or Psycho remade, and
Everything's going to get remade. I mean,
It's
there's already
gonna
been
happen, yeah.
and the one I was thinking of. It was actually remade, but I want the original remade and made better because that ending to April Fool's Day was just atrociously.
Yeah, the
Crap.
ending was just lopped off of that. They changed the whole ending of that movie, and it just because actually I was going to work on some stuff for a Blu-ray that came out of that, or 4K, but Paramount didn't save the footage from the ending that they just threw away, basically.
Do you really think that these studios? I mean, it's possible that they didn't know what the fuck they were doing because they're studios. But do you really think they threw away all the
A lot of that stuff they did. As
extra
a matter
footage?
of fact, it's funny you should bring that up. I knew the guys that were working on the special editions, the first special editions of the later Friday the 13th sequels at Paramount. And of course, Friday the 13th Part 7 is probably the most notorious one to get chopped up with all the stuff just being taken out of that movie, all the murders and everything. And they wanted to see if any of that footage still existed. Well, they showed it to me. There was a letter of destruction for the film footage for Part 7 that Paramount, an inter-office memo. That stuff was literally thrown away.
No way. Oh man.
Not one hero
Maybe there's
throw
a
it away.
possibility somebody just went boink and just shoved it because it couldn't have been a huge ass box or anything. But yeah, no, they threw it out or they ordered it destroyed.
I didn't. Oh, that's fucked. And
Yeah.
because I would love to see Part 2 and.
Yeah, well, I was stunned when I saw someone. They've managed to find a tape of the uncut kills for Part 2, and it's on the box set. And it was amazing to me how much stuff they cut. I didn't realize it was that much. I was like, oh,
Yeah, there's
these
a
were,
decent amount.
these were really just much more gory than I would have imagined.
What did you guys think of the newer Evil Deads? Because the remake I didn't mind, but the Evil Dead Rise I didn't like at all.
I didn't care for the remake. I liked Evil Dead Rise.
I'm the same. I was not a big fan of the remake, although I thought it was very well made.
Yeah.
It was well directed, and those effects were very good. But for me, there were two things that hurt that movie. Number one, Cabin in the Woods had just come out like the year before that came out, and
Gotcha.
totally ripped that whole idea a new one.
Yeah.
So Evil Dead seemed to be like the movie. The remake seemed to be like the movie they were making fun of, and it was like, no, this doesn't work. And like, for example, they went too far with it because like the whole movie opens with that scene with the girl getting burned alive in the basement, and then they all get there later on and they go in the basement, and clearly
Dead
someone
cats
has
everywhere.
been burned, and not one person in that place goes, no, and leaves. They're just like, well, it looks like someone was burned alive down here. Bummer. Got any soda? I mean,
Yeah.
like, fucking.
God bless white
Well,
people. We wouldn't have
they're-
had most of those horror movies in the 80s.
And I hated. I could not. I mean, I was reasonably on board with the movie. I didn't hate it, but I just couldn't understand. I thought it was really dumb. At the end credits, that little moment where Bruce just goes groovy and just. And I'm like, who was that for?
That
I
was
mean,
funny.
what the hell was that? And I was so pissed off by that. I was like, you know what? Fuck this movie. I was like, who was that even for?
The-
But I liked Evil Dead Rise. I enjoyed that one, actually. I thought it was
Same.
fun.
So
Same,
Brian, what movie would you remake and what would you change? Besides Nightbreed.
You stumped him.
Don't you
That's one.
talk- you
That
fucking-
one
don't
would be
you
a good
talk shit about
TV
Nightbreed.
series. That would.
It would. It would.
Nightbreed would be a good television series to do.
Oh yeah,
That's one of Brian's favorite films. Is Nightbreed.
It is. Yeah.
he's
I do
got the
enjoy
restraining
Nightbreed.
orders to prove it. So there.
You know, I think they're remaking Sleepaway Camp. Am I wrong?
Yes,
I think
they
I read
are.
that. They are, right?
Yeah.
Huh? That'll be. How do you do
movie's
that in
so
this day and
good,
age?
Yeah. I mean,
I don't know. I
Is
mean,
that a
either-
really a big reveal nowadays?
And also, if it's not going to be the sleazy, over-the-top fun that the first one was, why do it? So I'm
Right.
hoping that's what they do. I
Yeah,
hope they
same.
go with that idea, but we'll see.
Yeah, that's.
I like the old man at the end. He's like thinking he's gonna date that girl. That was crazy. And then that he beats that kid. That was,
Yeah.
Oh, and,
That
this,
was-
and that chef, the cook, who's the sleaziest.
yeah.
I mean,
Oh
there's a-
yeah, and they kill
yeah.
him. Yes.
Oh yeah, there was just a lot of sleazy shit.
There was
in
a
that
lot
movie.
of it was fun
Yeah.
movie.
Well, you're rooting for the people to get killed. You know what I mean? You're like,
Yeah, that's one.
God.
Yeah, that's one where you're just like, all right, whoever's doing this, keep going.
yeah,
You
yeah,
know? It's
exactly.
just like, yeah.
That's.
my,
sorry, Jimmy. Go ahead.
No. I just, my niece who is 16, she recently watched it for the first time because she was, she's getting into horror movies. She's, getting into like special effects and stuff like that, doing makeup and stuff. And she was asking me for horror movies that I watched as a kid. And I didn't tell her anything about them. She didn't read anything about them, and she just watched them. And she texted me. She was like, "Oh my god!" So that factor's still there. Do you know what I mean? Like,
Mhm.
she's a kid, so she's 16. So I mean, it's still there if you don't know anything about it. I guess. I don't know. I guess it just really depends on who's involved and how they're doing it. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? As far as the remake's
Like,
concerned.
I think too, like, was the new Hellraiser a remake or not? Like, what the hell was that? The
Yeah,
newest
that was a
one?
remake with just a chick as
It was
Yeah.
Pinhead, right?
reimagining.
I didn't like that one.
It's a
I was
bad-
okay with it. It
I
didn't make
liked
much of
it.
an impression.
I-
Too much.
Like
one way or the other.
I liked the Cenobites and everything. That was fine. It's just that girl, and I get it. Hellraiser, you always have a shitty person like finding the cube and it stumbles upon, but I just couldn't stand. Like, she was boring to me. I got real bored watching her. Like, I don't know how to describe it, but she was just really boring. I liked her brother more in it. Like, the people she was living with was way cooler. I felt like, but
Yeah.
I just went along with it.
I apologize. I forgot to follow up on your remakes. Who would you have direct?
Direct. Ooh. I don't know.
Probably Ty West.
Yeah, you would be good.
I mean, there's not really.
There aren't too many filmmakers I would imagine would want to do a remake. It's just kind of like.
Adam
Yeah.
Green.
Hey man, I love his Hatchet movies.
He says he's coming out with another one. I just saw his panel at Flashback Weekend. And
Another
he was saying-
Hatchet movie?
Yeah, there's another Hatchet coming out. Apparently.
Nice.
Oh, all
I
right.
love I love Victor Crowley. I think
I do
I
too.
love
They're fun. They're a lot of fun.
They are. It's weird. I wonder. I can't remember if I asked Kane Hodder about that at Crystal Lake Nightmares because I asked him about it. I asked him about it Friday the 13th, 2024, and he said he'd be willing, but he had nothing in the works. So
Maybe we
That's-
can do
that's
a
news.
Hatchet versus Annabelle.
there you go.
Something stupid.
Sweet.
Yeah,
I would be there
I
to
want
see
to
that.
do some verses for franchises that don't make any sense at all. Like, just things that'll make you go, what the? Huh?
But see, I'm gonna be the person. I'm gonna be the fan base that they make these movies for because I like the weirdest stuff, and I think the other two guys laugh at me because they call it Jamie good because
It's
they
crap.
think there's I love it. I love bad movies.
They wanted it to be good. They all worked hard and they
Shut up,
didn't
Mike.
mean for it to suck.
man.
So, aw,
You do it.
aw.
Christine versus Doll Man. I don't even know
there
how
you
that would work.
Oh, I would
You know,
see that.
Sold.
Puppet Master,
Yeah,
Puppet Master versus Witchboard.
Godzilla versus
Oh.
Chucky.
That's cool. There you go.
That's an easy one.
Yeah, they need to do that. Another versus. It's been too long.
Yeah.
I
Because
love
we got Freddy versus Jason, and that did really well, and then they just never did another one. It
Yep.
was just like, why? Well, you know.
It was. I love that movie. Did you guys like it?
Well, they did that, but I guess you can't really count it because it'd be sci-fi with Alien and Predator. But
Yeah, I don't
well,
count that for a lot of reasons.
You know,
But
that'd
Freddy
be the
versus
other one that they did, but
Freddy versus Jason. Look, I got a lot of. I mean, it's a remarkably stupid film by any stretch. But I will
It's
say
fun.
this: I wanted Freddy and Jason beating the shit out of each other.
yep, and you got it.
And I got that in spades. So I'm like, okay, you gave me the requirement, so I'm fine with that. Yeah.
Hell yeah, I loved it. I loved it. The same with like Jason X.
That
I
was
know
Yeah,
fun.
I love
think that
Jason X
movie-
too.
I criticized the fuck
Dang.
out of it, but then I finally
Yeah, I
saw
can't.
it. Like, oh,
I'm
it's
not
fun.
a big fan. I've tried like Jason X is okay, but I like Jason Goes to Hell a hell of a lot more than I like Jason.
As
Oh,
do
yeah.
I. In fact, there's a great documentary coming out about the
Really?
making of that movie.
Please do
Yeah.
explain.
Yes. It'll be coming out on Redshirt Home Video in a couple of months. It's a terrific documentary directed by a really good guy who I think doesn't get enough credit for the stuff he does.
What's his name?
I don't remember.
Ah, because we had that guy on.
Yeah. Adam Marcus, friend
Adam
of the
Adam's
pod.
great. Adam's. I enjoyed working on that with Adam so much. That was for me the best part of that. Working on that whole documentary was Adam. Working
He
with
was
Adam.
great. He was on our show probably a couple months ago. Very nice
It
guy.
was,
Right.
It was before October. It was just
And-
before October.
And like
Wow.
Adam says, Adam Marcus, he didn't suck.
No, I'm definitely excited about checking out that documentary. He talked about it on the show.
And what's interesting about the doc is it's really about him. I mean, we talk about Jason Goes to Hell, and that's used to help, but it's really about him and him making his first movie and the
Sean
the
Cunningham
successes
Chronicles.
and the problems that he encountered in tackling a big franchise that he loved, and then all the reception that he got later on, and the advance of the internet, and it's just I one of my favorite things. At the very beginning of the movie, it opens with two quotes. One was a quote from I think the Dallas Fort Worth newspaper, which actually gave it a pretty decent review in 1993, and then we cut to one 30 years later from on Reddit saying it doesn't get enough hate. And the guy's name, and what sold it was the guy's name was Tickle Me Timbers. And I'm like, well, I gotta put that up. That's just too perfect. That's just
Hell yeah.
I'll have to go. I'll go ahead and agree with you on that. But are you going to be going around promoting that with Adam?
Oh yeah, we'll be doing a lot of either appearances or podcasts or stuff about because we were doing some of that last year to help promote some of the screenings we were doing, and so but definitely when the street date gets announced for that, which should be in the next couple of weeks actually.
Nice.
We will definitely be making the promotional rounds, and hopefully maybe even get Kane involved a little bit too if he's willing. And
I bet he would.
yeah, no, he's great. That was a really positive experience for me overall. I really enjoyed that a lot.
Yeah, we love Kane. We've been forgetting. I forgot to mention it last time, but yeah, we want to help with the campaign along because we want him to get a star on the Walk of Fame, just like
Damn right.
Yeah.
England. And
Absolutely.
we're gonna
I'm
be
totally with
pushing for that this year. Just a great dude and a monumental force in the horror community, like Robert Englund, and I think he's well deserving.
Absolutely.
Absolutely.
And maybe he can talk about that when you guys are around promoting it, and we'd love to have you guys back on to talk about that because Adam was just a fucking delight.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
And
yeah.
I'm not a fan of that movie, but I appreciated a few things about it. Watching it again as an adult, like the Easter eggs and such, and
Oh,
I
yeah.
will be watching it again. I'm going to watch. My plan is to watch some of the movies that I hated again as an adult, like Halloween 6 and
Oh, it doesn't get any better.
And 8. I've never seen 8 except for the beginning.
don't.
That's a
I
guilty
just-
pleasure. It's
I
so
wanna-
bad.
I
Trick
kinda
or
wanna-
treat, motherfucker.
Actually, both versions of Part 6. I want to justify my hate.
No. Here's the thing about Part 6. Six was hilarious to me because I actually got to produce the Blu-ray special edition of that, where we found the producer's cut, remastered it, and everything.
Yeah, I didn't even know I owned it.
And watching the producer's cut, it was like, wow, this is different. This is absolutely different. It sucks in its own way, but it's not. It's really not very good. I mean, in that version, literally Michael Myers, who has been shot, blown up, stabbed, run over. I mean, any number of things. He's stopped by some fucking rocks on the ground.
Yep. Those rocks are powerful, man.
Yeah, he can't. He like
Paul
Paul
Rudd.
Rudd goes, boom, throws rocks down, and Michael Myers is like, oh! I was like, oh, Jesus fucking
Like
Christ.
when Jason was scared of water in Freddy vs. Jason.
Well, at
all
least
of a
that
sudden.
made some kind of sense, but this one's just
Yeah.
like,
He
oh,
killed
Well,
people underwater.
Michael Myers.
Yeah.
Here, look at pebbles. You know.
I mean, he like swam to that boat and everything, and then, but
Yeah, but I understand he was killed in water. You know what I mean? Like, come on. He drowned.
Wait, are you suggesting that there
get it.
may be some inconsistency with the continuity in the Friday the 13th movies?
No. Horror does not do that.
No,
Nope.
that's not possible. That's just not possible.
Oh, great. I got to have my people issue an apology on Twitter. By the way, we'll mention this again at the end. Dead Michael, what's your YouTube channel or social media handles? How can people check out your stuff?
Don't matter.
All right.
So-
Doesn't matter.
It don't matter.
It doesn't
You-
matter,
Yeah.
folks.
You know,
but,
I'm
don't
so
matter.
yeah. You are such a relentless self-promoter, man. My
yeah,
God,
dude,
it's just
enough, Michael.
wow.
We get it. You're Dead Michael.
Applause. Yep.
Yeah, my God.
Felsher.
yeah. I have redshirtpictures.com, and you can find me on Facebook. I'm not on Instagram or X or any other ones really so much. So if you can find me in one of those two places, and that's enough.
Yeah, you can
All
just put a link on the end of it. We could probably just do that, or do it in a comment or something.
So,
Well,
Felsher, do you mostly collect? Is it just physical media, or do you? You had figures. Do you get
yeah.
your stuff signed or what have you? Because
I used
Jamie
to
and
back in the
Brian and I are
day a
big
lot of
signers.
stuff signed, but not lately.
It's
Um,
expensive.
Yeah, it's expensive, and also I don't know. I feel sometimes I just feel awkward about it. It's very rare. The only time there, of late, and this isn't even late. This was actually a long time ago. I was walking through a convention, and I turned around, and sitting at a table right in front of me was Kevin McCarthy,
no shit.
the great Kevin McCarthy.
Wow,
And I'm like, and
Big
I
Dante.
oh
one of
yeah,
Dante's
and then
from
all the way
Joe
back to the
Dante's,
original Invasion of the Body
and
Snatchers.
Invasion
I
of the Body Snatchers.
Yeah.
Yes.
And I'm just like, oh my God. And I'm just like, I got to get this man's autograph. I mean, holy shit, it's fucking Kevin McCarthy.
Wow.
And he had, when you see anyone in normal, their table, they have like little piles of, stacks of photos from all the it was just like someone had taken all the photos and thrown them up in the air, and they just landed back down the table. It was just this big pile of shit. And I'm like, and he was like, well, what would you, is there anything you'd like? And like, do you have anything from Inner Space? And he goes, okay. And he literally shoves his hand to the pile, looks and pulls out, how about this one? It's me and Joe Dante and Steven Spielberg.
Shit.
And I'm like, that's fine. That'll do. That'll be cool. And so it's just, but it was like, it's Kevin McCarthy.
Yes. So Kevin McCarthy, he's in many, many Joe Dante movies, just like Dick Miller. I think Dick Miller's in more, but
He was part of Dante's repertory company
yes,
that would just show up in almost all of his films. And then, of course, the original Invasion of the Body Snatchers. He was the bad guy in Weird Al Yankovic's UHF. I mean, he was in everything.
awesome. I wish I could have met him. What convention? I didn't know he was on the con circuit.
I want to say it was Flashback Weekend in Chicago, I think is which one it was.
How far back does that go, the flashback weekend? I just
Pretty
heard
far.
of
Oh, back when I
Really
was in
far,
Anchor Bay.
yeah.
It's 25 years at least.
You can
Wow.
look at
Oh,
all the
shit.
past shows if you go to their thing and click the past. You can see.
Oh
every
my
show they've
god!
ever
I
done.
lived in Chicago. I
Yeah.
moved out in 07. I never heard of Flashback Weekend. What the fuck
Well,
is
that was
wrong with
kind of
me?
like I lived in Charlotte, North Carolina for 15 years. Never had a horror convention anywhere fucking near it. I leave and then Mad Monster Party shows up. And I'm like, oh, thanks. All the cool stuff shows up when I leave. Thanks a lot. That's great.
Yeah, see, I would have. My buddy lived there, and he moved away. I was like, "Fuck!" Now I just lost a place to stay, and now he lives somewhere in Florida and nowhere near any of the cons.
But
so-
Flashback's been going on because I remember we sponsored their show at Anchor Bay when I worked there. So that's at least about 25
Son of a
years ago.
bitch, how did I miss that?
Yeah, I don't
we
know.
used to have We used to have Mad Monster Party out here for a bit.
Did?
They would do like screenings at the Chinese theater
Oh yeah.
and all that kind of stuff. And then, yeah.
A couple, yeah, that's right. Mad Monster and Scream Fest.
Oh
They're
yeah.
they're still around.
Oh.
They're not at the Chinese 6 as much, but hopefully they will be. The last one I went to was March of last year for Friday the 13th Part 5 with John Shepard, and that was a nice time.
Oh, that's my favorite Friday.
It's a great Friday. I cursed it just like I did Halloween 3, and it turns out I love both of those movies very much.
I never quite understood the criticism on Friday 5. It's like, it's not Jason. Well, it's a 6-foot guy in a hockey mask with a
It's fun,
bunch of
yeah.
garden tools. Is that not close enough?
Yeah,
Well,
I mean,
and-
you know,
Just all
titty
the
and
characters
feelings.
in that.
That's why we
Point
go.
taken.
Yeah,
it's nothing about that movie is so batshit weird to me because it's like this is some weird halfway house, and I could never figure out the theme of the people. It's like, okay, so you've got a guy with incredible anger management issues. You've got a mentally impaired guy. You've got a girl whose apparent sin is that she fucks too much. You've got a girl who just dances too much. A guy with a stutter, because you got to put the stutterers in a halfway house. And then you've got
Where they
a
belong.
little kid running around with his grandpa for no reason whatsoever. And it's just like, what the hell? I mean, and the guy with the huge anger issue, you give him an axe and
Make
just
them
let him
chop some wood, yeah.
Yeah. And then you have the nerve to act surprised when shit goes south one day. I
love that.
I
but I
miss
love-
the 80s.
Yeah. And then not to mention the neighbors. You know, I mean, it's just like, I love that movie so much. And I love the fact that Danny Steinman, who I got to know in the last few years of his life, and it was a lot of fun. He came from adult films. He did a porno. And if you watch Savage Streets and Friday
hero.
5, they're very sleazy movies. I mean, just really.
Sweet.
And
Might
yet,
make couples.
the porno he did called High Rise is one of the sweetest porno movies you'll ever see in your life. It's
Folks,
like this
High
flower
Rise
power,
is in
happy.
High Rise. Okay.
Oh yeah, it's the nicest, sweetest, most optimistic porno you've ever seen in your life. He had to go legit to become a sleazy director. It was just like, what the fuck happened here? This is so
High Rise.
bizarre.
Is that one of the titles you sell by any chance?
No, I wish it was.
Mike's curious because he doesn't own
For a
it yet.
friend. For a friend.
Yeah.
That's also named Mike.
Qu-
There's 3 mics here, so I could be telling the truth.
Bagman, you're Bagman.
Oh, bags.
How do you? I think they're. Well, I keep reading it. I don't know if it's going to actually happen or if it's actually in the works. But apparently, I read recently they were working on a new Elm Street movie.
I've been hearing that for ever.
I know,
need it.
same, but I don't know. This kind of seems because you've got so much reboots of everything. We've got
Yeah.
Scream, the new Scream coming out next month.
Well,
we've
I
got
think what
the-
had held things up is that the rights to the screenplay reverted back to Wes Craven's estate.
Yes, and I think isn't it settled?
Yeah, I think they finally worked out something. I'm sure some money traded hands, and I think because it's just too lucrative to let it sit on the sidelines,
Yeah. And
But hey, as long as you do something better than that last remake we got, which was one of the most
Yeah.
misbegotten pieces of shit I ever saw.
I know. Okay. Freddy is my. I absolutely love Nightmare on Elm Street. That is.
That's
my
definitely the
guy.
worst remake.
It
of
was
all.
for me
It-
the
it-
worst.
Out of all
them.
the remakes, that is the worst.
And I tried to like it so bad because I wanted to because it was Freddy related, and I couldn't do it. It was so bad. But the director actually sent me a huge poster signed, and I thought that was such a sweet thing. Do you know what I mean? Like he was like
To
"I
our
hope you
fan.
enjoy
Sorry, it was only Jamie Good.
Look, I didn't like it.
Whatever my name
I
is.
tried so hard because it was Freddy and I just didn't like it. So I mean I'm hoping I mean obviously I would love to Robert Englund play Freddy one more time, but I know that he's older and
Yeah. Maybe we can ask him next weekend at CreepyCon in Ontario, California.
good luck. That line's insane.
Robert's
Yeah.
a really cool guy. He's been really cool with me over the years. I like Robert a lot.
One thing to talk to him about too is talk to him about I don't know. I talked to him about Eaten Alive, and he loved that. Like anything that he did that is just
Anything that's not Freddy, he
Yeah,
kind of lights
pretty
up a
much.
little bit. Yeah.
Yeah,
I
he
actually
gets
interviewed
excited.
him in his house about Eaten Alive years ago for the DVD of that.
That's
Yeah,
so
he
cool.
Here.
And it was just like, it blew my mind because it's like, Robert Englund, hi. we want to talk about Eating Live. I'll just come down to my house. We can do it down here. I'm like, yeah.
Yeah, that's freaking cool.
Lives in a
Yeah.
rather nice area, so why not?
Yeah, no, it was
Not
very
too far
nice.
from the ocean, I'm sure.
Yeah, it was right there. So it was just like, and it's funny. I just saw an interview with him that was done like about a year, maybe not even 2 years ago, and they had him sitting in the exact same place in his house that I filmed him at like 20 years ago. It's like nothing had changed in the background. It was just like, wow, okay, well, that's the spot, I guess.
Well, I liked the movie that he directed was a 976 Evil.
Oh yeah,
Yeah, that was
I,
fun.
I really really liked that film.
I was pleasantly surprised.
It was, I mean, it was something I saw as a kid. I loved it. I mean, I get where he's coming from. Like he wants to hear something other than Elm Street, but Elm Street was just such a
well, I mean, it was transformative on a number of levels.
yeah.
know.
Freddy was my. I absolutely love the Freddy movies. I mean, I love obviously Jason Voorhees. I love Michael Myers. I love I love horror, but that was the movie, and that was the character that I was just like, all right.
I had a
will
rubber
watch this
Freddy
movie.
glove. I wore it to a screening. I'll never forget. They premiered Nightmare 4 at this really kind of shitty theater in Charlotte called the Queen Park Cinema, which is of course no longer there.
Nice.
And they premiered it at midnight. But before that, they ran 35mm prints of the first 3 movies.
Oh,
And so if you
that's
bought
awesome.
a ticket,
Sweet.
so I went there. I had my Nightmare 3 shirt on and my rubber Freddy glove, and I'm sitting there and I'm watching 1, 2, and 3, and then the 4. And it was a pretty raucous crowd, and I'll never forget the moment in part 3 where they're in the dream, getting ready to finally show down with Freddy. And at one point they hear a sound, they turn around, and there's this big metal door hanging in the air behind them. And Nancy goes, "It's a door." And everyone in the theater went, "Oh, right, yeah. Woo, yeah." It was just like, I had never really thought about how funny that moment was until just then.
Wow, now I want to watch that movie again just for that scene. I don't even remember it, but all right, I'm in.
I
And
mean,
she's so serious. She's so serious. It's a door. It's like, well,
Yeah.
yeah, honey. It's, yeah.
well, I such a
You're-
huge Freddy fan that
Yeah,
I mean,
you'll
this
bring
is the
that
one
moment up
film
too, right, Jamie? Next time
that
you see
I
her to
love-
give her autographs. Yeah,
I love to always.
got
I always
surprised.
love saying this is that Heather Langenkamp did a documentary called "I Am Nancy." I don't know
Mhm.
if you've seen that. I wrote the theme song for that movie.
Oh, really?
That's really
Yeah,
cool.
and
Awesome.
I was super excited, and then she invited
It was
me.
Jamie good.
It was she invited me to perform at they did an Elm Street 3 reading
Mhm.
at the Whiskey A Go Go in West Hollywood.
Oh, man, that's cool.
That was so cool. Everybody was there, and yeah, she invited me to come play Dream Warriors. So, and that was fun. You know what I mean? It was just like that was one of those things that was just like, okay, this is the coolest thing. Nothing's going to top this, just because I'm such a huge fan. Do you know what I mean?
No,
She
that's-
still gets nervous around Heather too. It's
I
so
don't get
cute.
nervous. I just
Oh,
don't ask her
oh.
for. These guys want me to ask her for like 500 autographs, and I think that's.
I don't get nervous
Fine.
around too many people either, mostly because I deal with a lot of them on a professional basis. And I just, not to say I just know so many famous people. That's not it. I just, you do it long enough, you just kind of know they don't want you to be nervous around all that. However, I back in 2013, I had to interview Barbara Crampton for From Beyond.
Nice.
And I remember at the time being, because it's Barbara Crampton, and I
Yeah,
hey,
she still got it too.
oh,
Beverly Ridloff.
and oh my god,
Or her.
and so we said it. She was very sweet to me, and we did the interview for From Beyond, and then I didn't really interact with her again for a number of years, and then I was at Texas Frightmare Weekend about 6 years ago, and I'm walking by. I just happened to walk by her table. And I just look, and she happens to look up at me, and she goes, "Oh, hey, Michael, how you doing?"
Oh wow,
And
she
I just
remembered.
and I couldn't really say, and so I just waved back, "Hey, Barbara, how you doing?" But as I was walking away, like the inside, I'm like, "Barbara Crampton remembered me."
Pretty damn cool.
Yeah,
is
and then last year or the year before, I think it was at Horror Hound, and I was staying in the hotel attached to the convention center. And I walked into the elevator, and she was in the elevator. And I closed the door, and I was like, "Hey, Barbara." "Oh, hey, Mike, how you doing?" "Oh, good, fine, everything." And I'm just looking at her and going like, "Do you have a painting in your attic that's doing your aging for you?" or something. What the fuck is going on with you? Seriously.
Yeah, she's
It's
damn,
like-
she's still gorgeous.
Oh, Jesus Christ. And you don't want to get caught up in talking about people's appearances and shit. But what the fuck?
It's actually my
Right.
forte, but that's just me.
You know, it's just like, oh my God. So it's just, so yeah, the whole time I'm just like, I'm in an elevator with Barbara Crit.
That's pretty
But
cool.
on the outside, I'm like, yes, hello, Barbara. It's nice to see you again. You know?
That's so cool. I love that. You know.
Yeah. So it still happens. Still, you'll still meet people and be like, you know.
Yes,
Oh,
I
yeah.
get that a lot too. But
That
what
is
can
cool
you?
though that she
yeah, what can you
remembered you
expect?
after all that time.
That shocked me. I was just
Yeah.
that was what I was like. Is she talking to another Michael behind me? Or something like that? Oh, hi, Barbara. She remembered me.
It was the Hugh Hefner robe you had.
yeah. I was just walking by.
Okay,
Barbara, how you doing? yeah,
Sexy
because
bitch.
I'm nothing if not a suave ladies man. Oh yeah.
Hey,
Oh yeah.
takes one to know one, bro.
yeah. Just Barbara, how are you? Can I get you something? A drink? Anything? It's like, yeah, sure. Oh yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Coolness. So, what's your next appearance, Felsher? Or
Like
your
at a
next
convention or something?
Yeah, what's-
Probably Cinema Wasteland in April.
All right.
Nice.
And then certainly Living Dead Weekend in June, and then there will be others, I'm sure, but I have no idea what they are right now. I try not to. I can't make plans for a lot of them because of work. I just don't. I don't want to commit to something and find out, oh no, I got to be somewhere else that weekend, or I'm in the middle of a deadline and I can't make it. But
Gotcha.
definitely Cinema Wasteland and Living Dead.
Where are those held?
The Cinema Wasteland's in Strongsville, Ohio, just outside of Cleveland, and then Living Dead Weekend is in the Monroeville Mall
Right.
in
That's so fucking
Monroeville.
cool.
Ah,
I
That's
saw
very-
the ad for that for like tickets, and I'm like, ah!
It
'Cause
may
we-
be, and it's probably going to be the last one.
I
This is
know, and
the last one.
we actually decided to go to Houston Horror Fest.
Oh,
But-
cool.
So, which I'm excited about. Don't get me wrong, but
Yeah.
I would
yeah,
have.
Houston's
loved
not
to go
going
to
anywhere
that.
though.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're not
and
tearing
I-
down Houston anytime soon. I don't think so.
It's
Well,
something.
Depends
I wish
how the
we
other
would've done.
freeze goes this weekend.
Yeah, and I don't know what the Hurricanes' plans are, but there's one coming up. I'm sure somewhere. Hurricane
Who's
Fucknut
it?
or something like that's going to come
When
through
are,
there. And
when are all
Bagman.
the when are all the stores supposed to be kicked out of the mall? Is that?
I heard the end of the year the leases are all up.
Oh wow.
So that's what I hear.
Damn.
I don't have any inside information on that, and there's probably people, but that's what everyone's been told from what I've been getting, is that because then next year the demolition will start.
Oh my god.
Well, if they're smart, they'll sell bricks from the mall.
Oh, I know one guy in particular who's going to be selling bricks and pieces of that mall from now until the end of
Yep.
time.
He'll bring it to his car and go to every con.
that he will. It'll be he'll be out there. If he could, he would disassemble them all himself and reassemble it somewhere else.
Yeah,
Which
plan.
I would actually be down with, but
Yeah.
yeah.
Is it the same guy that was selling the Halloween 3 factory bricks?
no,
Don't be
that's
wrong. We
different guy.
bought them. We bought them, so
Oh
it's
yeah,
not.
no,
You know.
it's a different guy. It's a different guy.
But yeah, it's my only lament would be you can't get everybody on them anymore. So,
No,
and being a completist, like fuck, do I still do it? And the answer is yes.
Of
But
course, yeah.
we shall see.
I'm very grateful because I have I met George Romero at a convention. I think it was Monsterpalooza, Mike.
I
Was
think
that
it was
what
still
I-
Monsterpalooza.
It's still Monsterpalooza because it was in Burbank. It's just that the location that it was when I met George Romero is now Son of Monsterpalooza, which is the smaller con. So I actually have this custom action figure that my husband made for me, and because obviously you can't find, or at the time you couldn't find a George Romero action figure,
right.
so he made one for me, and
Oh.
he signed it, and he was
That's
super excited. Yeah, he was really happy about that. And then they did a Dawn of the Dead vinyl, like a soundtrack signing at Dark Delicacies, which is
Oh, cool.
obvious is no longer there. So I have that all signed.
Oh,
Um,
nice.
So I'm super excited. I'm very lucky. I have a couple things that will stay with me that I think are pretty rare. But the mall, dudes, Brian and Bagman, we gotta go.
I agree.
I mean,
Pittsburgh's great, but we'll have to
it's
figure
only
something
7
out.
hours for me. I can make the drive.
See, all right, you and Bagman, we gotta fly out there because this is something
I
that's
hope I
like,
see you out there.
That'd be cool to
That'd be
run
freaking
into you.
yeah, that'd be awesome. And hopefully you're out this way. We've got Monsterpalooza, Son of Monsterpalooza.
I've been wanting to get back. I mean, I grew up originally in LA, so I love going back out there whenever I can. It's just I don't like going out there just for a few days or even a week. I like to spend a nice like my plan was this year. I wanted to be out there during the winter for here.
Yes,
Because I did that a
would've
few
been
years
wise.
ago, and I loved that. But again, scheduling just didn't work out. So instead, I'm sitting here, and it's -2 fucking degrees outside, and just thrilled to death about that. But you know,
Well, I saw your cute cat in the background earlier, so at
oh
least
yeah,
you
no,
have a cute cat.
he is.
Yay! I'm a huge cat fan.
Yeah.
He's so cute. What's his name?
Victor, Viktor. He's Russian.
Yeah.
Oh, Victor.
That explains him lapping up all that vodka in the background.
He is Victor. He is kitty cat.
Victor, you're so handsome.
He's
Oh my
Victor
God,
Kitty.
he's so pretty.
And now the rest of the podcast will be Jamie talking about your cat, and then Charlie when he makes his way on camera.
My
So-
cat
Yeah.
Charlie was already on here earlier.
I gotta head out. It was fun though, guys.
Thank you for being on
Yeah.
once again, Michael. Thanks for bringing your buddy Michael Felsher. Appreciate
Hey,
both
I was
of you.
sure.
happy to be on, and if you ever want me on again for any reason, happy to show up.
For
Heck
sure.
yeah, it was
Hells
it
yeah
was
to
a
both
great
of you.
time. It was a great time. Appreciate you both very much, and yeah, absolutely would love to have you back on again, especially
Alright.
around when the documentary comes out.
Oh yeah, Adam and I will probably drop by. I'm sure.
Yeah,
'Cause
that would be
Alright,
we'll
see
go
you
to the
guys.
open. He and I will go to the opening of a refrigerator. So you know.
Sweet.
Hey, you're in
Me
good
too.
company here.
Ah,
You're in good company.
I've
with
gone.
Demented.
I've gone to the opening of many refrigerators.
you're in good
so-
company. All right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, thanks, guys.
See you,
We
Michael.
appreciate
Thank you.
you. Thank
so
you
much.
so much.
Oh, you're welcome.
Appreciate you. Great time.
Bye.
Thank you. Bye. So wait, what a great show, guys. Yeah. Fun times. Thank you for sticking around listening to us. We had some great special guests tonight, and we'll have them back again soon. And yeah, hit that subscribe button. Follow us on all social media platforms. Check out our YouTube channel. We do have some cool new content coming out, and we do have some new stuff posted. So yeah,
And
Until next-
Jamie and I will be at CreepyCon next week, so
woohoo!
we'll have to either find a different day to record or skip a week. We'll hopefully figure something out. And don't forget, if you have a little extra cash laying around and you don't want to, I got too many collectibles around here. There's no more room. I'll donate to Jamie's favorite charity, which is what, Jamie?
Arlowrescue.com. That's right. There's so many unwanted animals that need good homes, and this is a all volunteer based rescue. So I highly recommend it. They're great people, and they're just they're just trying to save some furry faces.
Yeah, helps out some
Um,
poochies and kitties, please.
Yeah. So until next time, my friends, just stay demented.
Stay a minute, fuck you, Brian.
After the night and before the day, there is the dawn. Now, George A. Romero's original vision of horror returns to DVD like you've never seen it before. Critics are applauding the spectacular new restoration and 5.1 surround sound of this 5-star horror masterpiece. Dawn of the Dead, the classic on DVD, in stores March 9th.